Sergio Studios. Extra.
So, hey everybody, how's it going? This is Sergio Dominguez with another Sergio Show art look through. Now, I just did an art look through of the Sergio Show within the first 10 years, all the way up to season 15. So, we're going to look at some artwork for season 16 in this video, and the next videos will be, the next couple of seasons. Yeah, so before we look, I just do want to say that once I started after season 15, I was like, okay, when I do art for the show, I'm going to keep them all in like simple sketchbooks, because if you've seen the previous video, they were in random pieces of paper, sometimes sketchbooks, sometimes cheap paper, sometimes loose leaf, notebook paper, big and small, all that kind of stuff. So there was a point where when I was making art for the show, I was like, okay, it needs to be more specific and it should be in a book so it'll be easier to archive. And that's where buying a sketchbook for every season of the show came from. Starting with season 16. So, let's take a look. Also, would date these from when I started production and when I finished production. So yeah, when I was starting season 16 off, I knew the first episode would be a reboot parody, because at the time of 2018, 2019, reboots of animated cartoons were everywhere in television, so I wanted to poke fun of it, especially when it was drawn like something like this. But, that was a long time ago. Good thing nowadays nobody talks about cartoon reboots or wants to do them nowadays. So when I was designing the reboot Sergio character, it was one of those methods where I did draw the character in different pieces in pencil, then I erased it after drawing them in marker, scanning them into Toon Boom, and setting it up. Arms and legs and head. I even created its own specific mouth chart, because if you've seen those kinds of cartoons with those kinds of designs seen here, it would come off having this kind of similar design also with mouths too. Robot Sergio. I wanted to do an episode where I was a robot in a robot world, so I did do some early drawings for Robot Sergio. Also, this is designs for Dinosaur Sergio. I also wanted to be a dinosaur. I mentioned it in one episode about Dinosaur Sergio, so I decided to make a series of episodes with Dinosaur Sergio. So I did similar setup, character setup. In the episode, he would be in different poses instead of on all fours, so I did do some rough drawings of what would that look like. Art store. This is a good moment to mention that I am left-handed when I draw and all that stuff. So when I was setting up this sketchbook where I would draw, drawings, concept art, and finalized artwork for the show, spirals would be here, so I have my left hand drawing freely. But, lefties out there to understand what I'm talking about. So that was the rough drawing, and boom! Final drawing. Now, if you look closely, you can notice some mistakes here and here, and you look at the final episode and see this design. Those are obviously cleaned up. That's what happens when you draw on marker. It's permanent. You'll get some mistakes that you don't want, or little details when you scan them in, because when this gets scanned in, you see more details of the outlines and texture, and you look over and it's like, oh, I didn't notice that when I looked at it from this distance, so let me clean up digitally now. So those get digitally removed. I used to worry and I would white it out, but I realized, just delete it. There's a way to just clean it up even cleaner digitally. Keep the mistakes. And just erase them when you get to the final part. Some shelves. Since it was an art store, art supplies. Like you see right here. Welcome to Toon City. This is Robot Toon City, the episode where Sergio is a robot. And since it was in this working town, living town, I wanted to draw random robots. Some simple to draw and animate robots where all they have to do is just move. When you animate them, you just have to move them straight since they just go in a simple direction. This one flew, and I think I just took the propeller and just moved it around frame by frame a little bit. A little vacuum bag robot. This I don't know. I just wanted like a claw here and 1 foot here. I think this had 2 feet. I don't remember. I don't remember at all. This one had one arm. This one was like a head on a spring. You know, fun, simple to animate robots. But, you know, still looking like fun, cartoony robots. It's very simple TV with a wheel. Now, this one's special because I remember I had a toy robot that looked something like this when I was a kid. Well, preteen, 15, 13, 14, 15 years old. I had like a robotic controlled toy that I enjoyed. And it was even inspired and it was used as one of my earliest animations that I attempted to do. But I don't have the original version of it. Of the toy and the video that I made. Lost it a long time ago. But, you know, nice note. So, yeah, when I was trying to imagine this town, I'm like, okay, what will the buildings be? You know, so you just look at a robot and how a robot works and just compare it to a human or person equivalent to living to that. So, Bolt Buster, plug-in experience. I don't know what that means. Obviously, robot repairs, hospital. I think I mentioned this in the commentary, but I'll bring it up here. For the Robot Sergio episode, I want at one point in the episode to just have him play street basketball with other robots because in 2007 I saw a TV show that had a joke of where this robot was imagining playing basketball, and I just thought, let's expand on that. Let this robot, let's have an experience where it's this robot playing street basketball with other robots, and I just kept that idea for, gosh, over a decade, and just finally put it into the show. And that's why there's this street basketball moment. Obviously, these are rough parodies, and I like drawing simple, funny robots. Like this one's a claw on wheels. I love drawing these either ridiculous, that's supposed to be based on something, or just simple, comically simple. Claw on wheels. Oh yeah, since this was him in a car, so I was like, okay, let me draw a separate body, and digitally put the head here later when you see him fully. Parody of something. I'm not saying who or what, but you know what it is. Probably. That's also based on something that was just a random doodle that went through. Oh, with the robots that they're against in the episode, I just wanted to be just typical buff bodies, but I want the heads to be different. So, as you can see, these are based on something. I'm not going to say what, but yeah. The heads are different, but the bodies are the same. But this is front view, and there was a point where I had to draw it side view. Alright, next episode for season 16. I want to do classic Sergio episode. So, a classic Sergio episode. So, I just wanted to draw like those classic 1920s cartoons where the character introduces the episode and what's the title of it. So, that was just a rough concept of it. These are also rough little thumbnail storyboard sketches. Even though I storyboard them, I did want to just write an actual list. So if you've seen the episode, this is where the outline came from. Ooh, this is a drawing from one of my favorites. I think in this case, I just scanned the actual drawing and I digitally inked these. Yeah. Yeah, I like this drawing a lot. I think there's another one that we're going to see where I would go to a special place to experience something. So yeah, I I think I didn't use this. I like the drawing, but I didn't use this because of the where the hands are going. So especially what the episode was about. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's this. I did draw this a couple of times. Now that it's coming back to me. Yeah, that one's weak, but I got the idea of the eyes and the hairs because I'm running really fast in this one. All right. So, I take it back. I did draw this on pencil and paper and inked it, then put it into Toon Boom. Scanned it in. But that was good. I did have to cut out these legs and move them to get the running thing. But yeah, this is a good one. This is like a rough face of me eating something really comically. Yes, I was like, okay, I need a front view and side view of me going endless amounts of. Ah! But yeah, that episode had a lot of fun drawings. That was a fun episode to make just for the drawings and reactions. Yeah, this is drawings for a laboratory for an episode. Probably, yeah, the animal episode where I rescue the human. Me as a hippo. And I was just drawing a pose of like, okay, what would it look like if I was carrying it a couple of times? I was, yeah, a couple more poses. Yeah. With like a really, yeah, thin pointed pen. I like the drawing of the dog with the jowls. Whoa, 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 whoa. SWAT dog, SWAT snake, SWAT freaking panther thing. Yeah, I want it to be jokes where it's like furious animals, but then like pointless animals. A fish out of water on this angle. I like how I drew these animals. Yeah, chicken, mouse. It's like this security team. This rhino. These random things. I was just drawing random things in this. This is supposed to be a experimental laboratory. That's supposed to be, I think, a shelf. Ray gun, can, all ball, sponge with sides, plastic things on the sides, I guess. Scratching post. Yeah, in this episode, the Professor Monkeys turns into an evil monster. And it's funny. I did use some tricks where it cuts to this with some tweening. Same thing with the leg. He would be front and side view, so drew them side to side. Hippo Flyer 9000. This one's, I think, for a reverse episode. This is based on a well-known indie cartoon from the 80s. I don't want to say what, but if you look at it and you've seen the episode, you kind of know what I'm talking about. That was for this. Okay. Yep, this is some trees. This is the dinosaur one. Yeah, when I draw environments and I want something like that, I would just draw pieces of it and put them together in layers and separate elements to get this and this. A leaf cheeseburger. A leaf cheeseburger. Dinosaur Sergio from the front. Yeah. Me sitting down. Like obviously, when you sit down, your torso is more like this. In this case, so that's what's up. Pterodactyl. This random dinosaur. Yeah, and I just drew like some sand, little sand patch on the floor. Other random cute things like a froggy, flat dinosaur. One with small legs and buff arms, if you've seen designs of dinosaurs. Triceratops-ish looking thing. I do like chickens. And I do want one with a mouth that's like, ah. That's cute design. I thought of one where it's hanging on its side, and I want another like mini teeny weeny dinosaur. Teeny dinosaur. That's like the sit post front view of Dinosaur Sergio. That is a rock. Yeah, I wanted the rock to have some jaggedness to it, but obviously it'd be a rock. A leaf. This is like a tar pit, if anybody knew, because of that era, there would be a bunch of tar pits. Dinosaurs would sink into them. But in the episode, he uses that as ink to learn to draw. Yeah, and what he drew was this. It'd be funny if he drew something that would be very forward thinking and proceed to the future or something, but they're dinosaurs, they don't care. Wait, this looks familiar. Yes! What you're seeing here is from the sketchbook episode within that season. I think it was the season finale. Where I was like, okay, let me draw these random Sergios and put my camera towards it, improvise, and that's a cheap, quick to make bottle episode. So you've seen these drawings you've seen. Moving the camera around and all that good stuff. Oh boy, budget for the show. Oh, false advertising. Oh. No. Me thinking. Yeah, just draw it all quickly at once. Even use separate pieces of paper. Enthusiasm. And that's it. The Sergio Show season 16. Yeah, I think, let me see. Yes. So I did finish production already on season 16 using this sketchbook, and there was a point where I was like, okay, I'm done with season 16, but I still have extra drawings on this sketchbook, and I already have a bunch of other empty blank ready to draw sketchbooks for, each other season. So I don't want to use the rest of the pages for season 17 or onward because they had their own sketchbooks. So I had a couple left, so I just made fun drawings associated with season 16 and other random drawings. So let's take a look at the rest. So yeah, season 16, I just took the list of episodes that I did and just draw them as little thumbnails. Toilet, Reboot Me, all that stuff. Try to put them all together. Maybe? Whew! Season 16 done. For now. A bunch more seasons to go. Yeah, I was just having fun, thinking of ideas. Going from 15 to 16. 16 to 17, like we're going to do in the next video? Oh, 17 to 18. Whoa, you're an ambitious little guy, aren't you? Ooh, maybe ideas to things to come? Oh yeah, I had like a crayon marker, a sketching pencil, and I just drew these. These fun little doodles of these different Sergios. I wanted the season to have different kinds of Sergios because I thought it'd be really fun to see his dinosaur, robot, classic Reboot, I want it to be maybe a one-time thing. We'll see. This really does look like foreshadowing for something, but we'll see. Haha, not yet. But yes, at this moment. Oh, we'll see you soon. And I left this page blank apparently. So that was my take in the first of the series of kinds of archival drawings saved for the show, where I use this method, sketchbook per season. If it does overflow, I think I have an answer to that, and the answer will be answered in another time for another video because, yeah, apparently there will be a season or so where some sketchbooks will be full and I still need to keep drawing, or maybe I'm done with the season but I still have some pages left, and that would happen. And I do have some answers to that in a couple of videos we'll go through later on. But that'll do it for at least this art look through the art of season 16 of the Sergio Show. So I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it just fine, and yeah. So thank you very much for watching. Comments down below, or follow me on my social medias and all that good stuff. All right, I'm Sergio Dominguez saying, have an animated day. Thank you for watching.